they were doing so perhaps not in the way in which a Western banking enterprise would have reported it. But they knew what they were doing, and they made and unmade entire larger and so on. In fact, one of the great misfortunes for us was that they actually decided that they would back and finance the British East India Company to overthrow Stirajudha, not because he insulted one of their top people. All of these kinds of intrigues and incidents happened. And as Shapan pointed out, we were so divided amongst ourselves that it wasn't actually all that anomalous that an Indian banker would finance a coup by a foreign company, quote unquote, against an Indian ruler, though of course abetted by that Indian ruler's own aide and cousin. Now you've got all of this kind of stuff going on. I wanted to read actually a couple of lines from Dr. Agarwal's masterly summary of the financial techniques of the British. He said, and he's paraphrasing this, in other words, the British said, you pay us money to raise a force from your people to protect you. The force, in order to be effective and efficient, will be trained by us and will remain under our control and protection, those stationed in your territory. Further, this force may be posted anywhere in your territory or even outside at our will. To avoid default in payment for maintenance of the forces, you better cede us territories to yield equivalent contribution. Since we are maintaining a force to protect you, what is the point in your maintaining a separate army of your own? Reduce it substantially. Its reduction is necessary if you want to balance your budget after payment of your tribute to us and avoid falling into heavy debt. Since you've oppressed your people by realizing extra money to balance your budget to pay us, such whether the tribute, as he points out to the British, was 40 to 80% of the total revenue of most of these kingdoms, plus extra charges for aid rendered, then that makes you a villain. So why should we not take over the management of your state, or depose you, or annex your state in lieu of heavy outstanding debts? I mean, this essentially was his summary of the modus operandi by which the East India Company expanded. And it's quite remarkable. This is exactly what they did, for example, in South India to the Nawab of Arcot, who, again, troops were stationed there, his own people were hired, they were paid salaries, the East India Company determined. This fellow ended up being unable to pay the debts because the outgoings to the British exceeded his revenues. So the British said, fine, you pay us in territory. And the next thing the guy knew, he was reduced to basically his palace. Everything else had been taken over by the British.